Hello and welcome to another episode of Chit Chat and All That with me, Amanda Prowse.
And me, Penny Dommett. Thank you for joining us yet again on this wonderful grey morning for some sunny chat.
Lots of sunny chat. We've switched it up a bit today, Pen, haven't we?
We have. We're trying something new.
We are. Do you know what I feel like?
What?
Have you ever had that? You probably haven't had the misfortune of working in a boring office in the 80s and 90s.
No, I did.
You did?
I did work in a boring office.
Did you have someone who said, actually, I'm not going to sit on a chair anymore. I'm going to balance on a large space hopper. I'm going to sit on a ball.
In my days, it was kneeling chairs.
I remember those.
Remember those?
I do.
I remember
I couldn't get in or out of them. They were very complex.
I remember forgetting I was on a kneeling chair and sort of standing up and ending up taking the entire chair with me.
Why doesn't this surprise you?
No.
Yeah, you know the people I mean. It's like you have a ball, a kneeling chair, or 3 imported llamas that can gently support you as you hover. Unicycle. Yes, I'm not sitting on a chair. I'm doing anything but that. Where are my stilts?
Yes. No, I think it's a very good thing.
So we're standing today.
We're standing and we're swaying
We're
slightly.
kind of bopping.
At least we won't be knocking the table with our chairs.
One of us won't be, although I can see you gripping the island.
Just to make sure.
Exactly. Do you have a ring on, Pen?
No.
No, there you go. That's good.
No.
That's the joy of being unmarried, I guess. It's not going to affect the noises on our podcast. Dish boom.
Definitely not. What was I going to say to you? I was going to tell you something really important.
Oh, Penny, I hate it when you do this.
Up.
I hate it when you say, I was going to tell you something really important.
I know what I was going to tell you. It comes with age, you know, where you start a sentence and you can't remember where it's going.
I've heard it. What? Yeah. No idea.
What I was going to say was, have you heard that the latest trend is you can buy a very small, collapsible, fold-up treadmill that you put under your desk and you literally stand there walking whilst you're typing. Oh, yes. I know someone who's got one.
See, do you?
I would find it difficult to concentrate, worrying about what my feet were doing.
Yes. I think it's that multitasking thing. I mean, I've never been on a treadmill in my life,
Have you not?
No! I'd fall off.
Oh, my gosh. You might not.
I'm so uncoordinated and I have no balance. Apart from that, get one.
Yeah, but you can walk. You can walk on a road or on a path.
So for me, it's that thing where if I'm walking along, and you should try this, I walk a lot, as you know, I'm upping my steps, which we'll talk about in a bit. But I love walking and I walk quite competently and my balance is good and I have a good, length stride according to my health data app. Yes, I've gone fully techno with it.
Which is your health data app?
I don't know, but it's great. It tells me about my balance.
I need to know about this.
It's free. It's brilliant. I'll find out and let you have a little. I'll text you. But I find it difficult because I'm concentrating on walking. Sometimes I forget how to do it and I do a little trip because it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be walking. Oh, I'm walking and you think about it too much. Yeah. Do you not do that?
No.
So I'm thinking if I had a treadmill to walk on, I'd literally just topple off.
I think it is just like anything. It's habit. It's habit. I've recently been lucky enough to have use of a Peleton bike.
I did hear on the grapevine.
And I am not a cyclist at all. I fell off when I was younger and I hate bikes.
You know what they say, Pen?
Get
back on the bike.
Yes. So anyway, I thought, no, this is a really good way of getting fitter because I definitely am losing my fitness. So
can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
We'll come back to Peleton. How does losing your fitness, how is that demonstrated for you?
Manifest itself.
How do you feel it? What's the difference?
When I'm walking the dog, we have a great big hill up behind the house.
Yeah.
And walking the dog, I used to be able to stride up that hill without worrying at all. Now...
When was that?
Probably 3 years ago, I was doing more fitness stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I was running.
Yeah.
I was definitely fitter. Now, I use the lame excuse that because my work means that I'm doing heavy duty manual work, you automatically think you're fit. You're not. You're just doing repetitive muscular work.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you fit at all.
See, I also think there's a slight, for me, this is probably a very personal thing, but because you're slim, I assume you're fit, which I've always had my whole life.
No.
And it's not, it doesn't correlate, does it always?
No.
But I always think, well, you look fantastic, but of course that's...
Thank you very much. That's very
No,
kind.
you do.
But not true at all, unfortunately. And also, conversely, I have seen I've done classes, I've seen Peleton classes with people who carry a lot of extra weight, as in, you know, they're
larger people.
Yeah, larger people. And my goodness, they must be fit. You imagine they're able to do the class whilst carrying the weight.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're incredible.
Do you know,
incredible.
One of the, I can't say it's an advantage because nothing about being as big as I was, for me, was an advantage. But because I was so overweight, my legs were doing an awful lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, my heart was, you know, in danger. Let's not, you know, beat around the bush. But my legs were doing an awful lot of work. So now I've lost weight. My legs are incredibly hard and muscular and very, very toned. And I couldn't work it out. I was thinking, why are my legs so great? Because, you know, I've been sort of flobbing around for the longest time, feeling really awful. And it's because they've been literally carrying me with a small child equivalent on my back.
Yeah. I always find it fascinating when people lose weight. I don't know if you've ever done this. When people lose weight and they then find something that is that weight and hold it and carry it around for a day.
Penny.
And have you done this?
So I have lost more than the weight of both the dogs.
Gosh.
Right? And I cannot lift the dogs.
Yeah.
I can't lift them. I can't hold them. And I have lost more than both of my hounds. They're chunky little monkers, aren't they? They're chunky, they're big. And they're very solid and they're heavy. And Simeon, I mean, literally, they have to, you know, I lift them up and down sofas. Not that they're allowed on the sofa if anyone's listening. But I lift them off of the sofa and I lift them up and downstairs and things. And I can only do it one at a time. And if I inadvertently am holding both, I'm like, goodness, I just can't.
No.
And I have lost more than that. That was hanging off my organs.
But I think visually as well, to actually see that weight outside of your body is incredible.
Well, what actually helped me, at first, when I started, I mean, my weight loss journey has taken me, as you know, 3 years. Maybe slightly more now, actually. So it hasn't been quick, which is great now I'm here, but was very frustrating. Particularly when I was seeing people who took shortcuts or did a quick fix. I was thinking, oh, gosh, that's marvellous. I wish I was doing that. Why don't I just do that? And I have flirted with the idea of the jabs, but I've decided it's not for me. But, you know, power to whatever gets you through, whatever gets you fit is my view, as long as it's not, you know, damaging the NHS or taking drugs from where they need to be. But I look at it and think, wow, that must be really cool. Dottie, we know you're there, darling. It's okay. You don't have to talk to Penny. She's missed you, Pen. Sorry, she's having a chat. But the fact that it's taken me so long, I lost quite a lot in the beginning initially. And you lose sort of water and you lose, you know, other bits and pieces, but it's not actually proper weight. And the scales were going down. I thought, this is absolutely marvellous. Then it really stagnated. And I thought, this is dull. This is so dull. I'm not giving up, but I need progress to stay motivated. And Simeon got a bag of, I can't remember, flour, sugar. And he said, this is what 2 pounds looks like. And you're losing that. I think it was a week to start with. I mean, it's much less now. He said, that's what you're losing. He said, and just imagine that. And I was sort of putting it on parts of my body. And I know it's stupid, but I was thinking, God, that's almost a boob. You know, it's like, it was quite incredible. And so visually that really, really helped me. But yeah, the dogs, I can't lift them up. And that's what I've lost more than that.
I'm exactly the same, needing focus. I need to be able to see that there is progress being made. And again, that's where if you're a runner, you can say, well, I can run to the bottom of the hill and back again. And tomorrow I might be able to run to the bottom of the hill and slightly further and back again. And with the bike, it's really clever because you can just see your progress in numbers.
Is it addictive, Pen?
It is a bit.
Are you competing with yourself or other people? Or?
You can if you want to. There's like a leaderboard and you can see where you came.
You had me at leaderboard. I'd be like,
literally.
oh.
I mean, it's really weird because I sort of got quite excited because out of 45,000, I was 25,000th.
That's amazing.
And you just think, well, actually, do you know what? Being in the top half, not bad.
That's amazing.
Not bad.
That is amazing.
Yeah, but that's for me.
Yeah.
I need that to make any sort of progression. And people look at me and they go, oh my God, why do you need to do that when you're out every day walking up and down?
Yeah, different.
But it's completely different. Your body gets used to doing certain things every single day. And it doesn't make your heart beat any faster, doesn't give you any cardio.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say it, women of a certain age, you do become slightly square, I've always felt. You carry that extra little bit around your waist. Apparently that is supposed to be quite good for you, though, isn't it?
I think it is, because I think it's when we used to go
Doesn't it
into...
protect your heart?
Well, when we used to go into famine and things, it was always good to have a little bit of spare. But I don't know if you've ever, and I've experienced this recently with my mum. My mum has always been incredibly slim, as I think I've mentioned before. And when she got sick, which she's still a bit poorly, but it's been a bit of a rough ride for her for the last couple of months, she didn't have anything to lose. And my God, she looked ghastly when she was poorly. Really drawn and very grey. And I think if she'd had a little bit extra, it would have kind of seen her through that winter month. That's like a good old hamster with something in the cheeks. It would have sort of sustained her a bit. So that's my excuse anyway. But I feel great, Pen. I feel my steps are up to about 18,000 a day, which is huge. I know.
I just don't know how you get 18,000 steps in a day, because I'm walking. I mean, I never sit down during the day.
No, you don't.
I might sit down if I've got to do something at the computer.
A poo.
That's
God
about
for that. I sit down for that.
We're back on that subject again.
Didn't take us long.
You're going to be banned from mentioning that word.
We'd have nothing to talk about.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm sure we'd find something. But actually, I'm going to completely go off at a tangent. Not that it's got anything to do with anything, but it would be really nice to sit down as a treat, wouldn't it? And no, I don't mean to do a poo. No, it would be nice to sit down. For me,
yes,
to sit down during the day is an absolute treat.
Yeah, but Pen, I find, so I'll suddenly think, oh, I've got 20 minutes that aren't allocated. I sit there and I think, oh, I'll just check my Instagram. Oh, I'll just do it. I can't not.
Don't. Do you know what I think I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have
throw away my phone.
An Instagram free zone, because I really am concerned that I'm becoming very addicted to scrolling. I'm wasting so much time.
It happens.
Scrolling.
We all do though, Pen. We all do.
Don't you use the excuse as well of, I'm just checking work. I'm just checking to see what everybody else in the country is doing about their ranunculus.
I say that, but really, I'm looking at AI videos of tiny cats blowing me kisses.
Well,
or monkeys in bed.
I mean, I waste too much time doing it. And so the only way I'm going to get better at it, I don't look at Facebook very much now, because I've moved it onto my last page of
smart
icons.
You don't see it instantly, yeah.
And also, it's not just accessible like click. Instagram, though, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But then I'm thinking, well, would I miss anything important, really?
Thing is, so I do think about it. I think we all do, and we should be mindful of it, obviously. But for me, it is how I relax.
That's true.
How I talk to a lot of people when I'm feeling isolated and lonely. And over the last few weeks, I've been feeling so isolated. I've moved back to London, as you know, during the week. And apart from crying on the phone to you, which I do probably daily.
Pretty much.
What I laugh is we start off, hey! I don't like it. I mean, I do. I love it. It's lovely, if anyone's listening. But I've found it quite isolating. I've been quite lonely. So the fact that I can nip on Instagram and see what, my friends are doing or what's happening back in the real world, it's like, oh, I still feel involved. I feel part of it. And it's helping my loneliness. Is that sad?
No, I think for a lot of people, social media is everything. Because, if you're not surrounded by friends and family, it is a way of feeling connected.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been very honest that I stalk Joel from afar on Instagram.
I don't think from afar. I think you just stalk him for because sometimes he wakes up in the morning and you're like, it's lovely watching you sleep, darling. Yeah. How did you get in?
It's just nice. It's nice to be able to see photographs and things. I mean, but I'm doing it too much. I'm wasting so much time. I'm thinking as well, whilst I feel like this is a confessional, I'm thinking as well, I'm going to start leaving my phone outside the room.
Now, that I totally get. I think that's absolutely brilliant. And I know several people that have done this. Well, I know one. I said several, so I've appeared more popular. I know one person.
So you have friends.
Exactly. Did you see the little meme I sent you saying you are allowed to have other friends, but you're not allowed to love them more than you love me? I thought it was very appropriate and completely true. But no, I was talking to a guy and he said he leaves his phone outside before he goes to bed, but sets the alarm so he can hear it. So it's literally outside the door. So he has to get up in the morning to get the alarm.
That would be terrible. To leap out of bed. I need a little alarm clock. Have you got an alarm clock I can borrow? If I had an alarm clock, I leave my phone outside.
Do you know what? I can't have an alarm clock because if I have a clock by the bed, I wake up every 5 minutes to check the time. Particularly it's got a digital display. I'm like, 4:03. Oh, 4:07. Oh, 4. I literally all night.
Perhaps there's an alarm clock you can have that's dark.
Yeah, one you can't
touch
see.
It.
Oh, I like that. I used to have, when you were little, did you ever have a leather case travel alarm that sort of propped up? They were so beautiful.
They were.
And it was, what colour was yours?
Oh, black. But
with
a
the gold
interior.
Oh, hello.
And we kept that for ages, actually. But I'm just thinking, if I had an alarm clock, then I could leave the phone outside. But then when I wake up, I wouldn't be able to put my earbud in and listen to Stephen Fry and make me go to sleep.
Can't have it all, Pen.
Well, but then I'm thinking, the idea of having to get up out of bed, go in the other room, pick up the phone, come back to bed.
See, it's hassle, Pen. It's hassle. I think what the best thing, and I've been thinking about this, is do you know anyone that knows Stephen Fry? Get him to come to your house of an evening and read you to sleep.
I don't ever have a trouble getting to sleep. Never. I'm out like a light. Most nights I sleep fine. I like my 8 hours, as you know.
I do.
Absolutely fine. But then if I've got a lot going on in my head, I wake up around 3 and I'm like, wide awake.
Yeah.
Wide awake. Or I think I am.
What do you mean? It might be a dream.
I put my earbud in and I'm off. Stephen Fry, it's like Pavlov's dog.
Yeah.
The minute he opens his mouth, I must remember not to listen to him in the car.
God, yes, please.
Can you imagine?
Or while you're operating a power tool.
Yes.
Don't. That's my... No, I don't like that. But yeah, it's always little habits we get into.
I know.
But I think leaving outside, because apparently the blue light's really bad for you, isn't it? Of your phone. So
when they say that, there isn't a light on, is there?
No, but it's the backlight of the screen. That's what
when it's lit. No, if it's not lit, which it won't be during the night.
No, but when you're on your phone, you're getting that light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not going to be looking at it all night, are you?
I don't know, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
I turn over and it's there and I think, I'll just have a little peek. And the main reason for that is, see, again, I'm having to justify it.
You do put your phone on sleep mode?
No, I don't have to. I put it on silent.
No. You've got to... No, we'll set it up after this. It's one of the best things. I'm not joking. I nearly strangled Robert one night because he didn't have the sleep focus, it's called.
Robert.
And so during the night, it go... Zzz, you know,
oh, no.
Because messages come in. Zzz,
no, that'd be pillow over the FaceTime for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
And I said, put it on sleep mode. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. It means that no messages come through unless they are in your favourites.
So you are okay. So see,
instantly
instantly my response was going to be, but supposing,
yeah. Well, if they're on your favourites list, they can get through. Or if they ring, and it's in sleep mode, obviously it doesn't ring. But if they ring twice, it rings.
That's very clever.
It's very clever, isn't it?
Yeah, this technology.
Yeah, but at least your phone goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Shuts off.
That's marvellous.
And it actually tells people that you're asleep.
That's very good. I don't want them to know I'm asleep. And I kind of justify it because a lot of my readers, in fact, nearly half my readers are in the States.
Oh, no.
So obviously we're all a bit topsy-turvy day and night. And Australia too. You know, in fact, a couple of my books were at the top of the Australian chart this week, which was absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much, Australia. But I think, I need to be knowing what's going on because I can't communicate with them otherwise.
Yeah. Well, yes, but...
That's an excuse, isn't it?
It is an excuse. I think you need your sleep.
Yeah, I do.
Are
you cranky if you don't get your sleep?
Oh, I'm terrible.
Are you?
If I do not get 8 hours, I am terrible.
Do you recognise it in yourself, or does someone else have to say?
I mean, I'm never bad-tempered. I don't.
No,
think.
you're not.
I'm not a bad-tempered person.
No, you're not.
But I just don't. I just don't function very well if I don't get my sleep.
Yeah.
And so I have to plan quite carefully in the growing season because obviously I have to be up at silly o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure I'm very sensible and I go to bed at a sensible time because otherwise I just cannot function.
No. I go to bed so early, I'm embarrassed. Sometimes I make out, I have to lie about when I go to bed because I'm too embarrassed to say. I mean, literally, we went to a do, as you do, this week in town.
You've been going some fancy stuff.
I have.
Without me.
I know, but I don't enjoy it.
And I mean, I did try. I looked at your post about going to the Wolsey.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, fine. Oh, I really hope she had a lovely time. I threw the phone across the room.
Do you know what? It was really lovely. I met my agent and we went to the Wolsey for lunch. And she has just been made a dame.
My goodness.
I know.
She's
amazing.
just trying to smile.
Oh, she's so incredible. So we went for lunch and we hadn't seen each other for quite a while. And we just had loads and loads to catch up on. It was really lovely. And we both sat there and we didn't really touch the food. And I thought, you know what, we could be in Joe's Egg and Spoon and we'd have just as much of a lovely time. In fact, that's what we'll do next time. And yeah, no, it was lovely. But we were at a do, as I say, and this lady said to me, oh, so you should, did you see, I can't remember what it was. And it was something that was started at 10 o'clock. And I thought, who watches something that starts at 10 o'clock? I'm like, no. I said, I was, but I'll probably watch it on catch up. I thought, I can't say I was asleep by 8.
The only thing we have difficulty with is Joel, as you know, goes out to do the after show for I'm a Celebrity.
Yes.
And from a maternal point of view, I always feel I have a responsibility to watch.
You
so
do?
That I can say to him, oh, it was great last night. And
I thought it was really good, actually. I loved it this year. I thought it was brilliant.
It was good. But it's not quite the same if you watch it on catch up the next day.
No.
So we do try and stay up for it. And I said, can you not bring it forward a bit?
Exactly.
Because it's just a bit late.
I know.
For us oldies.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyway, once that's over, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
You get back to going to bed early.
Yes. Well, I as you know, I have a huge problem with numbers and sums and anything numeric.
Dates.
Anything, Pen, as you know. So I was supposed to this morning do a school run for my brother. He's not at school, his son is at school. And they live quite remotely, not far away. But I have to be at his house for like 6:30 in the morning so that he can get off to work and I can take my little nephew to school. And I love it. It's like a really lovely chance to chat to him in the car. He is so funny because it's another world. You know, I've forgotten what it's like to be 13, but his insights and some of the things he comes out with, I find it absolutely hilarious. You know, really sort of, I know, just sweet. He's at that age where it's all out there, all for the taking.
Still,
it's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I really like his company, and he's super smart, you know, and very sort of on it, which I just, you know, I'm in awe of him actually. And so I thought, brilliant. So I set my alarm for 5:30. I jump up, quick in and out the bath, shove my clothes on in the car, get to Nick's for 6:15, all good. And suddenly I was aware. I opened my eyes and I thought, it's really light. Gosh, it's getting light, you know, earlier. And it was 7:30 and I'd set my alarm for 5:30 p.m.
Useless woman.
Honestly, I feel, and then I look and I've got loads of missed calls from Nick going, are you all right? Are you in a ditch? What's happening? Where are you? Which of course I didn't get. I was soundo. I had to call him and go, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's fine. We managed. I'm doing this. And it really messed up his day. I feel so bad. I hate letting people down like that. But what a plum.
Well, you don't let people down normally.
No, but when I do, it's like big time. I couldn't believe it. Gutted. But anyway.
Aww.
A lesson to learn about PM and AM.
Yes.
What do they stand for?
Anti-meridian, post-meridian.
Have you made that up?
No.
Have you?
No. Joel used to say it he used to have something that he said about AM and PM to remember, and I can't remember what it was.
This would be useful.
I know what it was. It was A stands for after dinner, but not really.
I'm actually going to say that's harder to remember.
I know.
I love things like that.
Anti-meridian.
Yeah.
Anti, before. Meridian, day, midday. Meridian, day.
Are you still speaking English?
Yes, it's Latin, isn't it? And post-meridian.
Are you still speaking English? Yes, it's Latin. Okay.
So,
English, Latin.
So that's how you know AM and PM.
Oh my gosh.
What does etc. stand for?
Etc.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Et cetera. And everything else.
Is that what it means?
Et. E-T.
Yeah.
In Latin.
Phone home. God, Penny. Pen.
I thought you were the linguist in in this relationship.
Pen, it's wasted on me, darling.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
That's one big regret I've got, actually. I wish I'd done Latin at school.
Yeah, it sounds like you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I mean, but you realise how useful it is every day for me.
You see, I can honestly say that there hasn't been one day in my life where Latin would have been useful, but I can see that with your job, you know all the Latin names of plants anyway.
I know, but that's the point. It gives you a clue. So, for example...
You're self-taught in Latin. Do you do Duolingo Latin?
No, but once you know a plant... So, Escallonia rubra, straight away, is an Escallonia. Rubra means red. So you know that it's that version of that Escallonia.
You see, I don't actually need to learn them because I have you.
But also, if I'm going, it gives you a clue as to which variety you're looking at or what plant you're looking at. Mollis, Alchemilla mollis, hairy leaves.
Oh, she sounds much nicer in Latin.
Yeah.
No one wants a hairy leaf pen.
Well, and also the problem is
what do you do if you can't find a loo in an English country garden? Pull down your pants and do it on the ants in an English country garden. Then find a leaf and wipe your underneath. Did you not sing that?
Oh my God! Where on earth did you hear that?
We used to sing it when we were kids. We used to literally, that would have us crying in this back seat of the car. And Mum and Dad going, please shut up. We'd sing it again and again and again because it was just the most hilarious thing we've ever heard. Then find a leaf and wipe your underneath. I mean, it's so brilliant. It's genius. Did you not sing that? We had loads of songs like that.
That is weird.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to be able to hear that now.
Wrigley spin gum, 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 shove it up your bum, bum, bum. That was another popular one. I have many.
Well, I think this is a whole episode on its own.
Does it explain a lot, Pen?
Yeah, it does really.
Yeah.
It does explain a lot.
So anyway, just want a quickie one. Did you have a lovely Valentine's Day? Were you inundated with chocolates and cards?
Oh, don't get me on my little high horsey horse. To me, I mean, it's lovely to have a day that people can show their love and appreciation, but why does it have to be an expensive day?
Oh, drives me crazy.
And why has it turned into this ridiculous thing where people go out and spend a fortune on imported flowers and red roses, which are vile anyway? Why would you? Funny enough, I posted.
It was
on Valentine's
lovely.
Day.
I loved what you posted on Valentine's Day. I shared it.
Do you know what? I just think.
Can you tell people what you put?
Well, I have an extensive photo library of roses that I've taken photographs of in my cutting area, and I love roses. One of my favourite things. And I just posted loads of pictures of roses and said, Valentine's Day does not have to be about buying expensive imported roses and cards with someone else's words written in them.
Yeah.
Just look someone in the eye and tell them that you love them and give them a hug. You know, that is what Valentine's should be about, really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And apparently they never used to be, it never used to be red roses given on Valentine's Day, because obviously February is a time of year when you're never going to get roses in your garden in this country. But people used to draw flowers and press flowers in the summer and then give them to them on Valentine's Day. I don't actually know why Valentine's Day is on February the 14th. It must be a Saint's Day.
Saint Valentine, I think. I don't know. I'll have to check that. But I know that I went through a phase. You know, I like collecting things.
Yes.
I went through a phase of collecting embroidered Valentines keepsakes from sort of the 1800s. I've got lots of them, and some of the things, the sentiments are just so absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, particularly for people that have maybe passed on as well. They used to do them for deceased, and honestly, they're the most stunning things. But I'm just thinking, if I want Simeon to draw me some flowers, I probably wouldn't. I've seen his drawings. It'd be cack.
But do you know what? Wouldn't that be a lovely thing to keep?
Do you know, he's so sweet. He always buys me. He puts a lot of thought into his cards. I refer you to the Viking card of last year. He always puts a lot of thought into it. And this year he presented me with a card, and it was very padded, glossy, photo of red roses on the front, slightly out of focus. The kind of card your nan would have kept in a box under the bed because someone gave it to her in 1956.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
One of those. And on the front it said, "To my darling wife," in like a very ornate gold script. And I said, "Oh, Simeon, that is just thank you." You know, almost out of words. And he said, "Well," he said, "I always, as you know, try and get you a nice card." And I thought, yeah, usually you do. Saying nothing, but, you know, bit of a fail. And he said, "I went to the shop in the post office in, I think it was in Patchway. And the man in there said, 'Oh, it's Valentine's Day coming up.' He took me to the back of the shop and helped me choose a card." And I said, "The guy's a genius." He said, "Yeah." He said,
He's been trying to get rid of that for years.
Exactly. He said, "We were there for ages and I didn't feel I could say no." And he really liked this one. I was like, "So thank you." So actually, my Valentine's Day card isn't from Simeon. It's from the gentleman who runs the post office in Patchway.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Can I tell you, Robert excelled himself this year
Did
for
he?
Valentine's. Yeah. He bought me a new bottle brush.
Oh, he knows you.
I love a brush.
Yeah.
I absolutely love a brush.
Mm.
I love a variety of brushes. I love to be able to brush different things with different brushes.
Give me an example of 2 things you brush with different brushes, and one can't be hair.
Buckets.
You have a bucket brush?
Yeah, I have a bucket brush.
You're making it up.
No. I have a bucket brush that has particularly strong bristles.
Right.
I got it from the Oxford Brush Company.
Oh,
One of my favourite shops.
great.
Yes. Has to be just the right stiffness.
Uh-huh.
Right. It looks a bit like a loo brush.
Okay.
But it's not.
Is it
It's
loo brush pen?
It might be, but
Yeah.
you know, I've always used it
Just for
the
buckets. Yeah.
And then I have to have a certain width bottle brush to go in vases because
Right.
as I
Oh.
keep telling you
Yes.
how important it is to keep your vases clean.
Yes,
They
you do.
must be cleaned with bleach every time you use them. So it's really important to have a really good brush.
Yeah.
So I love a brush.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
I need to up my brush
At the
game.
moment as well, bud vases are becoming really popular for putting your flowers in, either down any, kitchen table, down trestle tables, birthday parties. Having bud vases, very difficult to keep clean because they have a very tiny neck.
Yeah.
I've got a bottle brush just for that.
That doesn't surprise
Ultra
me.
thin.
Well, if I need a brush,
You
I
can
know
come
where
to
to
me.
come.
Yes.
Thank you, Pam.
I have every one.
Yeah, there's a statement.
Yeah.
Well, darling, yet again, we're at the end of another episode. I like the energy of standing up.
I do.
I'm liking it, Pen.
I do.
This could be the new thing.
Do you know what we should do next time?
Wear
We should
hats?
we should put on like a silent disco. We could
How,
be there.
I'm just trying to work out, if we were enjoying a silent disco, how our
we wouldn't be
listeners would
talking,
benefit.
would we? No,
We'd
we
just
wouldn't
be
be
singing
talking.
occasionally.
Yeah.
Hung up on you. I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Well, you never know.
Try it. Right.
We could video us.
No. There we are. Darlings, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Chit Chat and all that. You can, of course, like us, follow us,
Definitely message us on @the_chit_chatters.
which I still can't remember, Pen. Coming up
the
for a year.
Chit-Chatters.
What's wrong with me? I've got a little block on it.
Yeah. Well, and it's got no figures in it. It's got no numbers in it.
No, so you think it'd be easier for me,
Yeah.
right? But thank you so much for listening. You can, of course, catch up on all previous episodes from wherever you've listened to this one. Until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.